So we have it, guys. Our set games of the year for us for X-Men game. So for our best fighting game of the year, it would have to go to Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Collection. And reason why I say this, I know, I will probably get this in the comments, or people will have their opinion on this. That how come Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Collection could be in your game of the year if this game has came out in the past? But let me say, if the Game Awards could say DLC can be Game of the Year, I'm pretty sure that we can say that a remastered fighting game of the past coming back out as a collection should be runner up for best fighting game of the year. This just in my opinion. But reason why we give this is because, man, this game was amazing. And you even have a beat 'em up in it. You have the Punisher beat 'em up. We haven't seen that in ages. And it was great to bring all the X-Men back. To be able to play with Juggernaut, or being able to play with Magneto, or any of these characters. And Iceman, of course, that's the big or very big one. You haven't seen Cyclops in ages either. And the Ryu and Cyclops combination and Spider-Man, and all those types of characters, and having it as in an online mode where you can compete and fight against other online opponents, which that was never happened in the past, which made it fresh as well. And we played this so much, we even got the platinum trophy on this. Trust me, the platinum trophy was definitely tough to go through. Mainly with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because that roster was huge. When you think about that roster was amazingly big. But it was fun going through it. It still was fun with beating it with every character, or playing the online mode against other online opponents, or going through all those games from the past, and it still felt fresh. So even like, I'm a Street Fighter fan, and I haven't played Tekken yet because I haven't got that game yet, so I can't speak on that. But Mortal Kombat 1, I can say was a bit underwhelming, but still I enjoy Mortal Kombat, but it's still, to me, in my opinion, it doesn't have anything on Marvel vs. Capcom. So I give it for best fighting game to Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Collection. But as for my game of the year contender, is Final Fantasy Rebirth. And also I'll have to say, we have it on our list as well, with as the game contender of the year for us, which is Astrobot. We have that as best family game. So we have 3 categories: best family game, and best fighting game, and game of the year. But Astrobot is in our game of the year contender with Final Fantasy Rebirth, as you see here on the video. Final Fantasy Rebirth was an amazing game. It's so much stuff you can do in Final Fantasy Rebirth, and it's just the longevity is just amazing. It's beautiful when you just, and the graphics. And we all know that the PS5 Pro is out now, so even people can experience it even better now with the upgrades on the PS5 Pro, which because they did work on this game pretty well, because a lot of the textures with this game were iffy. So yeah, this definitely was an upgrade for that on the PS5 Pro. So if you guys, when you guys have that, if you guys do have the PS5 Pro, I know you guys are enjoying this. So, but as for the game itself, is very beautiful. It's amazing gameplay, and the story is just touching. The story is just touching, and how they remade it from the ground up, like your previous Resident Evil franchise of the remakes, like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and the recently Resident Evil 4 remakes. This was done in that type of fashion, which those are all beautiful games as well. Except for Resident Evil 3, they cut out a lot of the previous stuff that was in the original, which they should have kept that, or at least had that as a DLC. And it seemed shorter. It just seemed much shorter than Resident Evil 2. So like Resident Evil 2 had the multiple playthroughs. But as for Final Fantasy Rebirth, this as a remake is definitely should be runner up for Game of the Year of how beautiful the game is and how much stuff you can do in this. And it doesn't have that Ubisoft open world feeling to it of so much stuff to do but nothing really to enjoyment. It's just like checking off a checklist. So we give it to that. But also, best free to play game of the year is First Descendant for me. Reason why we say that is because the devs for the First Descendant, they listen to their player base as this being a live service game. This game does have its faults, and my opinion on their faults is the cosmetic prices and how it truly is heavily priced, and for some in-game materials that you need for the in-game, you can grind for those, but when you grind for those, it is very, very long time consuming for those grinds. But the character designs and the main character and the female characters are wonderful. That's a plus. And the gameplay is fun and addictive. And it just keeps you wanting to know more of the story of each updates that they bring into it. But when they did have the season 1 invasions, when that first came out, it was messed up, but they wind up reworking it and fixing that, and because they listened to the feedback of their player base, which was very, very, very great of those devs over there. So that's why I have to give this best free to play game of the year, and it has so much potential, and they already working on a season 2. So they steady listening to what we want with this game. So we have to give that to them. And as for Astrobot, best family game of the year for me. So we have our 3 categories, but for Astrobot, this don't just go into that category for best family game. It wins that off the bat for me. Best family game, it wins that off the board. And for when it says for the Game Awards, they said that this has a runner up for best music. It does have wonderful music, and Final Fantasy Rebirth does too as well. But we have to give this game runner contender for Game of the Year as well. So let me know what you guys think at the below of this video.